Greetings citizens of the United Kingdom and the world. This is Anonymous. Firstly, we would like you to hear a list of names which belong to your UK MPs who voted no to protection of witnesses in sex abuse cases. Conservative, 254, Nigel Afriyie, Peter Aldous, Sir David Amess, Stuart Andrew, James Arbuthnot, Richard Bacon, Steve Baker, Sir Tony Baldry, Harriett Baldwin, Stephen Barclay, Gregory Barker, Gavin Barwell, Henry Bellingham, Richard Benyon, Sir Paul Baresford, Jake Berry, Andrew Bingham, Bob Blackman, Nicola Blackwood, Crispin Blunt, Nick Boles, Karen Bradley, Graham Brady, Julian Brazier, Andrew Bridgen, Steve Brine, James Brokenshire, Fiona Bruce, Robert Buckland, Aiden Burley, Connor Burns, Simon Byrne, David Burrows, Alistair Burt, Dan Biles, Alan Cairns, Neil Carmichael, with links to number 10 Downing Street and the Royals. This video is to show you the people that these allegations are not rumors or some witch hunt that David Cameron, the UK's Prime Minister, tried to tell the public some time ago. This is unacceptable. So, to Prime Minister of Pedophiles, you are wrong, and Anonymous will not stand and watch you, David Cameron, allow the most nastiest, horrific crimes known to man continue with the torture and murder of our children with our trusted politicians, and be swept under the carpet. Anonymous says to that, go fuck yourself, it must be stopped. Anonymous is regrouping to help bring an end to all pedophiles in power, once and for all. Now Anonymous will tell you just how big and nasty the so-called trusted politicians are, and that their only interest is how to harvest more victims for their sadistic torture-esque crimes against mostly our children. Tory party general election candidate, Michael Powell, convicted and jailed for 3 years for downloading hardcore child porn. Tory party councillor, Whitbar/Bristol, Roger Talboys, convicted and jailed for 6 years for multiple sex attacks on children. Tory party vice chairman of Welsh Conservatives, Andrew Baker, received a banning order for stalking women. Tory party MP, Blair K. Harvey Proctor, stood trial for sex offences of a sadomasochistic nature against teenage boys, and was forced to resign. Tory party councillor, Stratford-upon-Avon, Christopher Pilkington, convicted of downloading hardcore child porn on his PC, placed on sex offenders register and forced to resign. Tory party councillor, Coventry, Peter Spetterby, charged with indecent assault of a 15-year-old boy. Tory party mayor, North Tyneside, Chris Morgan, forced to resign after being arrested twice in 2 weeks, for indecent assault on a 15-year-old girl, and for suspicion of downloading child porn. Tory party MEP, Tom Spencer, caught smuggling drugs and porn through customs. Tory party councillor and former mayor, Wrexham, Michael Morris, convicted and put on probation for 2 years, for the indecent assault of another man, which was captured on CCTV. Tory party liaison manager on the London Assembly, Douglas Campbell, whose job includes running the Tory GLA website, arrested for allegedly downloading child porn. He is currently suspended while the police investigation continues. Labour councillor, Newton Aycliffe, Martin Loughlin, convicted and jailed for 15 years for sexually abusing 3 14-year-old boys. Labour councillor, North Lincolnshire, David Springer, convicted and jailed for 1 year for masturbating in front of 2 young boys. Labour mayor, West Button/Lancashire, Nicholas Green, convicted and jailed for 10 years for 3 rapes and 13 counts of indecent assault against little girls between the age of 6 and 10. He raped 1 woman on her wedding day. Labour mayor, Todmorden, John Winstanley, convicted and jailed for rape and threats to kill. After raping and threatening to kill his terrified victim, Winstanley then ordered the woman to go on all fours before urinating on her. Prominent Labour Party activist Mark Tan, who has met Tony and Cheery at party functions, recently got a 15-year sentence for raping a 4-year-old girl on 2 separate occasions. Labour's current parliamentary candidate, Reading East, Tony Page, has 2 convictions for acts of gross indecency in public toilets. Labour mayor, Burnley, Mark Swainston, convicted of sex offences in public toilet. Entire Labour Party conspired to conceal the activities of Labour Party activist and serial child molester Mark Trotter, who died from AIDS before he could be convicted. Labour councillor, North Yorkshire, Raymond Coates, court appearance for indecently assaulting a woman. Labour MP, Rhonda Velling. Chris Bryant poses in his pants on the internet to advertise himself for casual gay sex encounters. Describes himself as horny as buggery, and says, "I'd love a good long fuck." Labour councillor, Manchester, George Harding. Charged with indecent assault on a girl of 12. Labour MP Ron Davies was mugged by a rusted on Clapham Common while cruising for gay sex. He was photographed again by the media recently, engaged in some man-on-man action in a field off the motorway. "I was only looking for badgers," he said. Labour councillor, Dereham, Derek Payne, arrested by police following a sex attack. Labour MP, Joe Ashton, caught up in a police raid while frequenting a brothel, tried to lie his way out of the scandal. Labour councillor, Shropshire, Derek Woodvine, arrested by police in an anti-porn operation. Labour councillor, Basildon, Tony Wright, forced to resign after being caught using his council computer to download porn. Labour MP, Sheffield, Clive Betts, suspended from Parliament for 7 days after being caught forging immigration papers to extend the stay of his Brazilian rent boy gay lover. Thatcher's cabinet. It has been claimed that a dossier handed to Home Secretary Leon Bridgen in 1983 named Education Secretary Keith Joseph in connection with allegations of child sex abuse. In November 1983, the MP for Lickleborough and Saddleworth and Greater Manchester sent a 40-page document to then Home Secretary Leon Bridgen detailing alleged VIP child abusers, apparently including former Liberal Party Chief Whip Cyril Smith and other senior politicians. In a newspaper interview at the time, Mr. Dickens claimed his dossier contained the names of 8 really important public figures that he planned to expose, and whose crimes are believed to have stretched back to the 1960s. November 1983. Geoffrey Dickens produces a huge dossier detailing allegations of sexual abuse against prominent figures in the British establishment. He tells his family the claims will blow apart the VIP pedophile ring. March 1984. Home Secretary Leon Bridgen tells Mr. Dickens that his dossier has been assessed by prosecutors and passed on to the police, but no further action is taken. The dossier is now either lost or missing. May 1995. Geoffrey Dickens dies. A short time later his wife destroys his copy of the pedophile dossier. The only other copies, one received by Mr. Bridgen and another allegedly sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, are believed to have been lost or destroyed. September 2010. The 29-stone Rochdale MP Sir Cyril Smith dies aged 82 without ever being charged with sex offences. 2011-2012. Following the death of Sir Jimmy Savile, dozens of claims of historic child abuse emerge, including a number of alleged victims of Smith, who is said to have spanked and sexually abused teenage boys at a hostel he co-founded in the early 1960s. October 2012. During Prime Minister's questions, Labour MP Tom Knotson claims there is clear intelligence suggesting a powerful pedophile network linked to Parliamenting Number 10. November 2012. Lancashire Police announced they will be investigating claims of sexual abuse by Smith relating to incidents before 1974, while Greater Manchester Police will investigate claims after 1974. November 2012. The Crown Prosecution Service admits Smith should have been charged with crimes of abuse more than 40 years earlier. The CPS also admitted Smith had been investigated in 1970, 1974, 1998, and 1999 but rejected every opportunity to prosecute him. November 2012. A former Special Branch officer, Tony Robinson, says a historic dossier packed with information about Smith's sex crimes was actually in the hands of MI5, despite officially having been lost decades earlier. December 2012. Scotland Yard sets up Operation Fairbank to investigate claims a pedophile ring operated at the Elm Guest House in Barnes, southwest London, in the 1970s and 80s. Among those abusing children are said to have been a number of prominent politicians. February 2013. Operation Fernbridge is established to investigate the Elm Guest House alleged pedophile ring. February 2013. It is claimed a pedophile ring of VIPs also operated at the Grafton Close Children's Home in Richmond, Surrey. February 2013. Two men, a Catholic priest from Norwich, and a man understood to be connected to Grafton Close, arrested on suspicion of sexual offences and questioned by Operation Fernbridge officers. June 2013. Scotland Yard claims that 7 police officers are working full-time on Operation Fernbridge and are following more than 300 leads. June 2013. Charles Napier, the half-brother of senior Conservative politician John Whittingdale, is arrested by Operation Fairbank officers. December 2013. Some senior Labour Party politicians linked to pro-pedophile campaign group the Pedophile Information Exchange, which was affiliated with the National Council for Civil Liberties Pressure Group, now known as Liberty, in the 1970s and early 1980s. December 2013. Police searched the home of Lord Janner as part of a historical sex abuse investigation. He is not arrested. February 2014. Current deputy leader of the Labour Party Harriett Harman, who was NCCL's in-house lawyer at the time of its affiliation with PI and even met her husband Jack Dromey while working there, is forced to deny she supported the activities of the pro-pedophile collective. February 2014. Patricia Hewitt, Labour's former Secretary of State for Health who was NCCL's General Secretary for 9 years, later apologized and said she had been naive and wrong to consider PI a legitimate campaign group. June 2014. Lord Janner's Westminster office is searched by police. Again the peer is not arrested. July 3, 2014. Labour MP Simon Danchuk called on Leon Britton to say what he knew about the Dickens dossier. It emerges the dossier has now been either lost or destroyed and the Home Office admits it can find no evidence of any criminal inquiry relating to it. July 5, 2014. More than 10 current and former politicians are said to be on a list of alleged child abusers held by police investigating claims of an alleged pedophile ring. July 6, 2014. Home Office Permanent Secretary Mark Settle reveals that 114 files relating to historic allegations of child sex abuse, from between 1979 and 1999, have disappeared from the Home Office. It is also revealed that former Home Secretary Lord Britton was accused of raping a student in 1967. The 2012 allegation was not investigated until Director of Public Prosecutions Alison Saunders ordered the Met Police to reopen the case in June this year. So, citizens of the world, as you can see, we have had and still have a massive problem in Parliament, and now we must fight and get rid once and for all, and we will succeed. Anonymous calls for everyone, everywhere, worldwide, to help expose and end the pedophiles in power. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. To all pedophiles in power, we are coming for you. Expect us.